I cannot stress to you enough the importance of embracing your story. Stop minimizing your story and empowering everybody else's story except yours. Your story is the most important thing that can actually help you empower your life as well as so many others. I'm not just talking about for you, I'm also talking about for me too. We all have a habit of not embracing our story as much as we should. The story that you're currently minimizing right now is the same story that could change so many people's lives around this world right now. The only difference is you're minimizing it versus empowering it. Think about it. If it wasn't for my story right now, I wouldn't even be here talking to you. There was a series of events that had to happen for me to be here right now and for you to be here. For example, let me show you how my story led me to be here right now talking to you. When I was 4 years old, me and my family went on a vacation together. My mom, my dad, and my older sister, my only sibling I had. I was in a hotel room in Myrtle Beach, and my sister was getting ready. And after she started getting ready, she started walking towards me, and she just passed out on the floor right there in front of me. Next thing you know, I'm shaking her. I'm saying, hey, wake up, stop playing. And she's not moving. I go over to my mom and dad in another room, saying my sister's not getting up. Next thing you know, my 4-year-old mind, my mind flashes forward. The next thing I remember is the paramedics coming up on scene and then putting the defibrillators on her chest. And I seen her eyes open, and I got so happy and excited, like, wow, she's okay. And then her eyes closed back. At that very moment, my whole life just like crumbled right from my eyes, to the point that for the next 3 months straight, I was crying every single day, I kid you not. And even after that 3-month period, there'd be multiple times each week where it'd be like somebody said her name or a thought popped in my mind, and I would just break down crying. I would just look in the mirror and just cry. To the point that the way I wrapped that around in my head as a younger kid is somebody that was so close to me, that took care of me and was almost like my second mom, my partner in crime, and they can go away in the blink of an eye. Why should I allow anybody to get close to me in that way, or me to love somebody in that way? Because the same thing can happen again. So I took that moment and I carried it on into my life, allowing that to affect my decisions moving forward. Fast forward, and my wife is the first person I've ever been vulnerable with. It wasn't until I met my wife about 3 years ago, and we went to an event called Generational Self-Discovery together. And I really was doing the event mostly for her. I knew I would get some value out of it to myself, but the value I got was night and day difference from what I thought. That was the moment I realized in that event that I had been using that 4-year-old version of myself and carrying that on, letting that affect the rest of my future. It wasn't until that moment in Generational Self-Discovery that I finally let my guard down with anybody. I broke down crying in front of my wife, letting her know how I felt, us letting each other know how we felt. And that was the moment that I was truly beginning to actually be free. It wasn't her and the connection we grew to have. I'm not even being vulnerable to you right now. That is the power of your story. So I internalized that. And my mom and dad had a woman and children's shelter. So I got to see all kinds of moms from different walks of life. Some were broken, some were single, some barely had any food, some had alcohol addictions, some came from abusive homes. And you could see how moms had carried this on, and now their kids are getting a different story based on the things they went through. So I got to bond with these kids. I got to bond with the moms to see all these different experiences from people from different walks of life. I got to see the moms that literally went from, they had no self-worth, no confidence, no income, and they just knew everything was going downhill, and watched them have a full 360 based on my parents helping them get to a better place. Then I got to see the ones that got all the help in the world, but because of their past scars, they still could not receive it and let that propel them to the next level. Now fast forward, and I'm about 17 and a half years old at this point, and my friend Nick at the time, he was like, you know, I got this free gym membership that you can use to get into the gym. I'm like, nah, I'm doing my push-ups and sit-ups at home. I'm good. I don't really want to do all that. I'm cool. I don't need any of that. And he asked about 2 or 3 more times. I'm like, you know what? All right, cool. Let's do it. Long story short, we get into a competition back and forth. We're both pushing each other, and I'm getting stronger. I'm putting on muscle, and I notice my body changing in multiple ways, right? Long story short, I keep going. He stops, and now I'm in college, and I notice that people are gravitating to me, and I'm training people. I'm not charging anything. I'm just helping people reach their goals. And I was doing this consistently for the whole 4 years that I was in college. Seeing people make all kinds of transformations, from from their mindset to their physique. Even some of their jobs changed for the better. Now I get out of school and say, you know what? I want to take this personal training thing a little bit more serious. I was actually debating if I was going to even get a job in the first place or if I was just going to do the personal trainer route. And I decided to do both at the same time. So I got a job in medical IT as well as I was a personal trainer. And what I started to notice was the people that I impacted the most was moms. The moms are really absorbing the information and they were taking it to another level, and I seen the impact on even their kids. Seeing kids go from overweight, no confidence to now they're shredded, they're ripped, they feel better about themselves. Seeing moms go from making no money barely at their job to now they're making 2 to 3 times more than what they initially did when they first started with it. I started to realize these are the people I wanted to impact the most was moms, and it wasn't until about a year ago that I realized, wait, this is coming full circle, me doing the exact same thing my parents are doing in a different way, in a way that touches me the most, and the way that I can take the skill I have learned and pass that on to them. For me, the most important parts of fitness and overall health was never the gym, was never the working out itself. It was impacting the mind and using the gym and working out and getting in shape as the vehicle for making this year better. Because when this is better, everything else in your life goes up as well. Not just your fitness, not just your health, everything. And that's what created New Birth Fitness. That is literally why we're here right now. If it wasn't for my story and the different things that happened in my life, we don't get to be here on this journey together as we speak. This is why our vision is all about empowering moms to transform lives and change the world. Embrace your story. Don't act like your story isn't important. Your story doesn't have to be like mine. Mine doesn't have to be like yours, but every story matters, and your story speaks to a group of people. You just have to tap into that and believe and know that there's a purpose behind everything that happened in your life. It was not by accident. God had a reason to allow the certain things that happen in your life to get you to the next level, to become the person you're meant to be. Even while you're watching this video right now, you're becoming a different person, and that is okay. You have to become a different person to be ready for the things that are going to come in the future. We were not designed to just be average. We were not designed just to be mediocre. We were designed to conquer, to be great, to be the best. And you can't do that by staying comfortable and remaining where you are right now. Be okay with taking that first step. Even if you may trip, even if you may fall, you may stumble. You know you have everything inside of you already to still get up and push forward and create the life you've always wanted. Embrace your story. I'm embracing mine. I'm stepping into it more and more and more. You do the same. You have everything it takes. You are worth it. Don't let anybody tell you anything otherwise. Thank you for allowing me to share my story with you. On that note, that's the end of the video. New Birth Fitness family. We'll be back at it again before you know it.